Hi guys, welcome to The Last Door, Chapter 2. In the last game, we were exploring this guy's house who apparently had been meddling in some really bad stuff. Yeah, fine. Oops. Ew. That's not the horn sparrow I know. Oh, good. Self-flagellation, that's healthy. Sorry about that. Are those bright flashes of light really necessary? You can rest now, Monsieur DeWitt. That will be enough for today. Are these sessions really necessary? I am confident that this is the best course of treatment for your symptoms. Now, did you ever see him again? I saw it. What did you see? Can you describe it? It looked like an eye. A crow's eye. Perfectly rounded and dark, deep and empty, accompanied by the most horrifying, pain-filled screams I've ever heard. Inside a complete darkness where an evil dwells deep below. A forgotten fear for human reasoning, but undoubtedly still rests deep down inside our being. In my case, that fear has already awoken. I can understand why you are disturbed, Mr. DeWitt. With your permission, I would like to consult on your case with a colleague of mine, a man I've known for many years who is more versed in modern psychological practices. I think his knowledge and experience would be very helpful in enabling us to understand your condition. If you think that would help, Doctor, I leave it in your hands. The agony grows increasingly unbearable, and if you believe this man can help, then I welcome his aid. Thank you, Dr. Wakefield. I bid you good evening. Anthony, my friend, what really happened to you? How could you have let your wife Anna die so awfully? These doubts consume my soul. I hardly remember the time we spent together as schoolmates. I confess that beyond your enduring friendship, I can recall little of those years. Were your words a result of increasing loss of sanity? Sanity loss counter. In your letter, you wrote that someone awaits me. A warning to warn me from a genuine danger or merely the ravings of a brilliant mind addled by insanity. Something stirs uneasily within my heart. I will not rest easily again until I go back to that boarding school and find out what secrets may lie within. Farewell, Mr. and Mrs. Beechworth. Rest now in peace. What a dingy-looking place. Chapter 2. Memories. The Angel Gabriel, the school's emblem. I remember it being very pristine, but it looks neglected and dirty now. A stone eagle lies on the floor. It appears to have broken off of the fountain. Okay. Oops. An old, quite damaged mailbox. There is a postcard inside the mailbox. Dear Matthew, it has been several months and still I have heard no news from you. My brothers insist that you have abandoned me, but I am sure you remain true. I know that you would never do that to me, for I know your heart and the honesty of your eyes. I got this address from a hospital in London and pray that it reaches you safely. If that's the case, I want you to know that I will always be waiting for you. Forever yours, Juliet Holloway. There's nothing else inside the mailbox. A locked wood coffin, badly finished. It seems that whoever made it was a bit rushed to finish. An ancient blackthorn tree, twisted by time and weather. Good evening. I hope you're right, and this indeed be a good evening. My name is DeWitt. I didn't know there was a cemetery here. My pleasure, Mr. DeWitt. I'm Frank Baldwin. Don't ask me why, but Monsignor specifically ordered to bury the corpses here. Why? I don't understand. Did he order to bury corpses here? Why? I don't understand. I just said that. Stop repeating yourself. What is there to understand, Mr. DeVitt? God has forsaken this place. Oh, don't you know? Here we take care of patients. I'm an old alumnus. I used to attend the school. It has been a long time since this is not a boarding school anymore. The building is now used as a nursing home, run by nuns. A former student, eh? I never heard anybody in the village speak fondly of the school. They say it closed overnight, though nobody knows why. Not a lot was known about it. Excuse the interruption, Mr. Baldwin. I'll leave you with your work. Have a nice evening, alumnus DeVitt. The small group of graves has been haphazardly arranged. A piece of old fishing net. Many years adrift have perfectly smoothed this flotsam into a small log. The Lost Pilgrim, a sea stack older students at the school used to climb. Somewhere up there are my initials. A grave recently dug. The door is locked from the inside. This painting holds a visage of judgment, but not compassion. Mister, these rooms are private. Pardon, excuse me, sister? Good evening, sister. Good evening. I'm Mother Elizabeth. What brings you here, Mr. DeVitt? I'm a former student of this boarding school. As you can see, Mr. DeVitt, this stopped being an academic institution a long time ago, and is now exclusively dedicated to prayer and the well-being of the patients under our care. I see. Even so, may I please speak to... Mr. DeVitt, I'm afraid that we are too busy to start wasting time talking about past issues. In addition, there is little to say. We sisters arrived after the boarding school had closed down. Everybody but Monsignor, of course. Monsignor? I don't know how to pronounce that. Monsignor? Exactly, but you didn't answer my question. Why have you come to this place, Mr. DeVitt? It'd be good for me to appreciate the passage of time. Perceive the passage of time? What are you talking about? This place will help me remember. If you have memory problems, I would recommend you to visit a doctor immediately and don't waste your time here. To be honest, I prefer not to talk about it. I couldn't tell you why this place is so important to me. But it is, a lot. Well, I appreciate your honesty, Mr. DeVitt. I'll allow you to stay around here. I hope I won't regret my decision. Don't worry, Mother. Thank you. Do you take care of patients here? Of course, Mr. DeVitt. We tend to both the physical and spiritual needs of those in our care. Did Monsignor already live here? Indeed. He was still priest and professor before he became Monsignor, and started to lead this place. Who is Mr. Baldwin? Monsignor instructed me to take him on as a caretaker. Many of the sisters find him a bit strange, but he performs his work well and complains little. Have there been many deaths lately? Sadly, the Lord is taking many of these unfortunate souls. Can I talk to Monsignor? I'm afraid that's impossible. Monsignor has left strict instructions that he not be disturbed, not even by any of the sisters. Thanks, Mother. I'll leave you with your duties. Mr. DeWitt, you are not allowed to get in there. Some bandages and other medical equipment. Nothing of interest. A picture of St. Calamus de Lille, patron saint of the sick, hospitals, and nurses. He seems to have forsaken this place. Among the baggages, I can see a pack of letters bound by twine. I'd ask you not to touch my belongings, please. You are not aware of who you are talking to. I'm sorry. Doctor! I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor. Pay him no mind. He has been delirious for some days. I'm Miss Mary Vinge, and this is my brother Matthew. Juliet, why have you left me? Why you don't answer my letters? My letters. You see, the poor man is still obsessed with his wife. He won't accept that she left him months ago. My poor Matthew. I'm very sorry, Miss Finch. I hope he recovers. Thank you. Mr. Vinge, I think this letter is addressed to you. Oh, thank you. Leave it to me if you'd be so kind. As you can see, my brother is too weak to read it. Well, Matthew, let's see who has written to you. Oh, it's a letter from our mother. Dear Matthew, I hope you are recovering. I wish that your beloved sister and you come back home soon. Miss Finge is making up the letter's contents. Wow. Bunch of medical reports. Photographs of people, most likely family and friends of this bed's previous resident. A magazine entitled Weird Tales. What happened to you? Are you alright? There was a rhythmic sound, like a breathing. But then, last night, I felt an increasing pressure on my temples. Something dry and rough, like tree bark, brushed against my leg, and I saw something on the wall, like a growing shadow. I hid the lamp and there was nothing. Madam? The poor woman has fallen into an uneasy, fitful sleep. He is quite a pale young boy. He is asleep. Please, someone, pity. I'm sorry, you cannot be here. Is there some way I can help? Don't worry about it, sir. The Lord looks after each and every one of our patients. He will provide you with all the help you need. If you wish, you can pray there next to the statue of Our Lady. Don't you think she's beautiful? The Virgin listens to those in need. There are several crucifixes all together at the headboard of this bed. Why? I already told you that you cannot be here. But... a picture of the Virgin Mary gazing at you, supposedly to portray a sympathy and compassion for you. However, she seemed to look more pained and sorrowful here. I remember that we used to keep here some textbooks. Now there's a music box. brother, I have received your letter, and I'll try to write you more frequently. I hope you are studying a lot, and you feel comfortable there. We miss you a lot. When are you coming back? Father is in bed with fever, and I do not feel very well, but I'm on medication. Today it's my birthday, and I'm feeling blue. It's a quiet and boring Sunday at the village. Mom is going to cook a lemon cakes as those then Grandma used to make. I wish we could eat it together. Right back soon. I'm looking forward to knowing how you're doing. What you're learning. How you're doing. What you're learning. How is Scotland, and so on. A big hug. I think about you a lot. Your dear sister. Aw, that was nice. January 15th, 1876. Father Ernest seems unusually troubled today. Several times he paused abruptly in the middle of a lecture for no reason, even during his favorite class, theology. January 18th, 1876. Today Father Ernest was very irritable. Collins made a comment and was expelled from class for it, and even DeWitt was admonished just for reading a philosophy book. I hope Father Ernest doesn't turn his ire toward me. My father will be disappointed if I fail to get good marks. January 21st, 1876. It was very disconcerting to see Father Ernest entering class so pale and sweaty. In the middle of his lecture he stumbled, dazed, and had to sit. January 22nd, 1876. Father Eugene taught our theology class today, even though he doesn't know the subject matter as well as Father Ernest. When we asked him what had happened to Father Ernest, Father Eugene told us that he had taken ill. What worries me is that now Father Eugene is also starting to look unwell. February 20th. It's been a month since we last saw Father Ernest. We're told that he's still sick, but if he's so ill, then why hasn't a physician come to treat him? My studies are flagging, but I have taken it upon myself to read on my own. I hope this helps, as I must succeed in spite of the problems happening around us. February 23rd. It was announced this morning that the school is to close. None of us know why, and we can't get a straight answer from the faculty. We each dodge the question, and I am starting to think they may not know the answer themselves. Their anxiety is palpable, though they try to hide it behind a calm face. But what about Father Ernest? I hear he alone is to remain after we vacate the premises. There's a picture in the diary. It's the photograph of my graduating class. I see myself, Father Ernest, and Anthony. I don't remember the names of the others. One face has been completely scratched out. There's an odd sentence written on the board. In death there is hope. In death there is life. One must seek its true nature to understand the nothing. It looks like it has been there for years, as the chalk has faded in some places. The books on the shelves are old and musty. Theology is the dominant subject. Okay. I unlocked the door. A gloomy statue of the Virgin Mary makes this place even more mournful, if that is possible. The dusty old tapestry of the Virgin Mary with baby Jesus in her arms. One of the humble beds where the nuns sleep. An old mirror that hardly reflects. A syringe syringe next to a flask with a label that says morphine. Through the big open window, dust-cold wind freezes the room. On the upper shelf of the antique cross cupboard, a well-worn Bible and rosary beads gather dust. Good evening, sister. Sister? All this suffering, all these tears, all our prayers unanswered. What do you mean, sister? All these years entrusted to the Lord, praying, looking for a sign, for something that can give me strength. Every day I hear them cry, pray, scream and die. And what for? Where are you, Lord? Why don't you answer me? Maybe there is no Lord, sister. What shall we do then? What is our living purpose? I can't go on. Not like this. Excuse me, sir. Sister, please, I just want to be alone. Take your morphine and be happy. A worn-out and faded tapestry of Jesus Christ. Another tapestry, though I remember from my school days, a student dormitory was here. The stone ornament is not sharp enough to help me cut this. Okay. A broken mirror. There is a protruding piece. There's a puddle in the shower hole, with something shining under the grating. I can't see it properly. Tap of the shower. If I open the tab, the shiny object could be carried away by the stream of water. The showers, old, rusty, and poorly maintained. Just a couple of old towels. The old rusty pipe communicates with other areas in the house. The mirror chunk is sharp but too weak to cut the tapestry. It might break. The mirror is too thick to pin it to the wood, and it also seems fragile. I could break it if I force it. Ah. Alright, fine. Be that way. My coat. Who is the Monsignor, Mr. Baldwin? Oh, I can't rightly say. After all these years, I've never seen the man. Who knows, maybe he doesn't exist. Mother Elizabeth told me that Monsignor specifically requested your hiring by letter. I'm flattered my reputation precedes me, but I still can't tell you anything more about the man. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Baldwin. Have a nice evening.